Hello, lovely. It's me, Marie, and today we're doing a bit of building with my very first penthouse. So, I was playing around with the Sweet Allure Creator Kit by A. Harris O.O. Brittany, and I made triplets naturally. The kit aesthetic, I mean, it is so cute, and you can do so many different types of cutesy: dark cutesy, neutral cutesy, and my favorite, pink cutesy. And of course, there are so many great colorways for each item in the pack. Accessories cute. And as a console player with no access to these amazing creators' content, creator kits are so good for me. Love that. Now, these are the Marx Triplets. Okay. Simone is the self-absorbed overachiever who's creative and she wants to be a world famous star. Silas is the nosy brother who is a seeker of secrets, Avi, and he's a love bug who loves love and working out. And last but not least, Sienna, the loyal bookworm who loves crystals and making stuff. I built them a penthouse in La Ciudad Enamorada, complete with a balcony, activity space, as well as rooms that match each of their vibes and interests. So, without further ado,
here we go!
Now this is Simone's room. And basically the story with these triplets is that they lived here with their parents. They grew up here. Think, Blair and Serena, Gossip Girl type teas. The girls grew up in this penthouse. Okay? And no, I did not gameplay any of this. Don't fight me, okay? This comes straight from the drama center in my brain because you know what? It's fun to play pretend in The Sims. And I mean, the game was called Dollhouse, so walk with me, okay? So, basically, Simone, who loves her siblings and feels like she's the blossom of the group, Bubbles, Buttercup, Blossom, she feels like she's the leader. She's the Regina George, if you will. And basically, she decides, hey guys, I'll take one for the team. And she moves into the parents' room as a way to give the other triplets their space. It's very self-important of her, but she is that type of girl. And basically, we, as in me, I go in and I'm quote unquote hired to basically rearrange this house and fix all of their rooms to their characteristics, what they like, how they dress, etc., etc. And so Simone's vibe is basically she's kind of simple. She's a simple girly, but she is like Sharpay. She wants everything fabulous. So she has all her music stuff in her room, and she has a microphone. She has a digital drawing tablet so she can create things on the go. She has an easel because she loves to paint. Well, actually, I think I may have taken the easel out and put it in the activity space. It just was easier to get around that way. I really tried to squeeze a lot in this room, even though it doesn't look like it. But honestly, it's just because this room is so huge. I was trying to make room for the kitchen, and it's a penthouse. Everything's supposed to be big and grand and like unnecessary or whatever. But anyway, I wanted to give you a little heads up. So we had a problem, and I can't find the rest of the footage where I finished this bedroom. And no, I did not keep the brown wood furniture, the desks and all that stuff. But I will give you a tour of the room at the end. This is a full pack build, so if you have any questions, just put them in the comments. I also have footage of me making her bathroom, so we'll head into that now. This is Simone's bathroom, and don't be alarmed, but you will see me get distracted a little bit. Sometimes I do find something in the item list that I like, and I might throw it back into her room, so don't be alarmed. That's the only extra footage of me building that room that I have. But anyway, if you remember, this is technically her parents' bathroom, and so it is huge and luxurious. And I played around with platforms here. I've actually never used platforms in this way before, but I thought it was really interesting and looked really luxurious to have a sunken in shower as opposed to a shower tub combo. And I repeat this theme sort of throughout the build as far as the bathrooms. I played around a little bit more with platforms in the other bathroom upstairs, and you'll see that later on. But basically, I was in love with the sleek bathroom kit when I made this bathroom and all the subsequent other bathrooms. A lot of the different pieces of the kit are really easy to sort of, I don't know, it just automatically gives your space a very luxurious, very like rich feel, you know. That bathroom, the toilet is so sleek and nice. I mean, it's literally called the sleek bathroom kit. And the tub is so pretty. I thought about using the tub from Life and Death here, but the sleek bathroom kit tub just really fit the space. So with this beautiful tub, I wanted to put in a rug for when you step out. Like if I had a tub like this, I'd want a rug to squeege my toes on when I get out of the tub. But the space just didn't kind of lend to that, so no rug for the tub, unfortunately, but I did put in curtains. And if you look closely, and if you weren't, don't look closely, but if you look closely, you'll see that the curtains don't really line up with the curtains in the bedroom. And it makes the window look like they're not matching, but they are. If you go, I'll go on the outside in just a second, and I'll show you. They are on the same height. I just made the curtains in the bedroom a little bit higher than the window because I wanted to do kind of a layering effect in the bathroom for privacy, you know, reasons. I imagine they like the light streaming through, but no one can see them. But if you're in the tub, you don't want that window to be open. Like, you still want the light, but you don't want the window to be wide open. So I went ahead and put some curtains in there, and I wanted them to appear smaller just because it's in the bathroom. And the best way to place curtains, especially the really fancy curtains that come with that huge wooden sort of, I don't even know what to call that, but the sort of wooden plank that goes above those curtains. I think it's Desert Lux Kit that has those curtains. Basically, your best bet is to move the window completely, place the curtains where you want them with BB.move objects, and then put the window back, and you're good as golden. The curtains can go wherever you want, because in the game, curtains will naturally clip to the window, which is why the curtains in the bedroom are higher than the ones in the bathroom. I also wanted the curtains in the bedroom to not touch the floor a little bit, to make it kind of, for me, it gives it kind of a motion. So like it looks like they've been pulling them closed and opening them whenever they need to. I can't say enough about how much I love that tile from the Sleek Bathroom Kit. It is so pretty, and it comes in a pink color, which perfectly matches our girl. And honestly, it matches the vibe of that bathroom. The tiles are kind of long and skinny, which I've never seen before, and definitely gives off ranch. So now we are getting towards the end of Simone's room and bathroom, so I'm gonna go ahead and give you a tour. And now let's head into Sienna's room. Now this is Sienna's room. And if you haven't noticed, her colors are green, very dark, very moody. I kind of got my inspiration for this room from Life and Death. The curtains weren't really fitting, so I had to do some arranging. I actually used the curtains in almost every single room, like the bedrooms, to basically sort of set the mood for the entire room, which I've never done before and was pretty fun to do. Whenever you're stumped and you're building something, it's always more fun to use objects in the game to give you inspiration for the entire room. I like to use personalities, obviously, but sometimes when you're stuck on like a design element, the Sims can really get in your way, if you know what I mean. Now you'll see me go in and out of live mode sometimes just to see if I can remember what their likes and dislikes and their favorite colors and their, you know, all that kind of stuff, just to help myself stay focused on the build. Or furnishing, for that matter. The building part is hard, but not impossible. Furnishing sometimes can take it out of you. But our girly here, she's plant lover. She loves crystals. She's very dark woods, very moody, very cozy. You know, even though I did bring the same overhead light into this room, she actually doesn't use it. A lot like myself, I do not like the big light, and so she has lamps and other things to light the room up. Now, I think that this room is about medium size as far as penthouses are concerned. You know, we're thinking lavish, we're thinking larger than life, etc., etc. But I try to put a plant in almost every single corner of this room. Literally, there's plants in places where you can't even technically put a plant. Like, and because this room is mostly windows, it makes a lot of sense. And yes, I do remove those curtains at some point. Please do not fight me, I promise. Like, see, I'm trying to put the propagation plant somewhere because, well, plants everywhere. And of course she'd be propagating, you know, she has the garden skill, she has the gemology skill, like she's really big into reading, stuff like that. She likes pottery. She's like a very cozy, you know, dark academia, if you will. Light, dark academia light. Okay, don't shoot. But yeah, like that's kind of the theme I was going for, reading and just like books and like plants, and like that's her thing. Can you tell I've seen a few Karen and Connie videos? Now you already know I got distracted and found something in the item list. You already know what happened. But basically we're keeping it cozy, reading, academia. She's real smart girly, plant girly. Add some pillows to the couch. Give it a more green and like, I don't know, cozy feel. I had so much fun making this room because, well, I'm not like this. This is not my style at all. And honestly, when you're building, or if you start to build, always try to go out of your comfort zone. You might actually like what you make, you know. It's really fun to kind of get real detailed like this. I don't normally place this much clutter. So it was just really exciting to kind of like look through the item list and like see what we got. What can we add to this bookshelf to like really set the scene? But I wanted to tell you about a little trick that I'm doing here. If you have the Cozy Gamer Kit, shout out Lil Simsy, she made that kit and it is so good. Honestly, all the creator kits, chef's kiss, okay? All of them, every single one, I have no qualms. The concept is a little messed up because they don't give them money for all the sales, but that's neither here nor there at this point. we know EA is going to be a little greedy, whatever. But basically, there's a shelf that comes in that kit that is perfect for placing items. So if you are trying to place an item and you're on console and you can't, what is it called? Alt place, I think is what they do on PC. Basically, we don't have that option unless you pull out your keyboard. So I play on controller, and basically, you put the item on the shelf from the Cozy Gamer Kit. Shout out Lil Simsy, that kit is amazing. Honestly, all the creator kits, chef's kiss. As a console player with no access to CC, chef's kiss. But anyway, the shelf specifically, there are 3 types. There's a little tiny one, there's a medium size, and then there's a longer one. Use the longer one every time. It will fit most objects that you're trying to clutter with. That's my whole point. And you take that shelf, you can actually simulate alt placing like they do on PC, where you take the item, you put it on the shelf, you raise it to the height of wherever you're trying to put it, and then you take it off the shelf and slide it into where you're trying to put the item. Sort of like what I did here. Also with the Cozy Gamer Kit shelf, you can use that to kind of just place things anywhere and just size down the shelf and just leave it there. And it doesn't like obstruct your sim from using the item or anything like that. And it works perfect for me. I love that shelf. It is a godsend. You don't have to have it at a certain height, and it works for putting things on beds, things on couches. There is a sort of coffee tray with a book on it that I used that exact method downstairs in Simone's room that she has on her couch. You might could roll back and check that out. But if you're going to do something like that, it is honestly the best thing like ever. Honestly, most kits for console players, Chef's Kiss will always buy. They're $4, which I know that can be high or a tough sell for some people. But if you can afford it, get in there, do it. Like, it's fantastic, honestly. So we're coming to the end of Sienna's room. Hopefully you like that process. Now let's take a tour.
Tenabib, Meepew, Aquimba.
And now let's head into Silas's room. And so we find ourselves in Silas's room. Now, he is the only boy, and I think that he would have sort of his own aesthetic, very different from the other 2 girls. So he has more like a mod style. He likes to bake, he's a writer, he likes to work out, he loves love, he writes romance books all day long, okay? And so I think that he would really like a mod aesthetic. I don't know what any of that stuff has to do with it, but this is who he is upstairs. You gotta trust me on this one. And honestly, the curtains were the hardest part of all of this for his room in particular. Because I wanted him to have very sort of patterned curtains or something like that because, well, he doesn't have any kind of pattern on his bedspread or like anywhere else. But honestly, I think the shades kind of, the drawstring shades, I think those kind of fit the sort of mod aesthetic a little bit more than maybe a curtain, just because we're doing it modern style or whatever. But I don't think he would have curtains. Honestly, I think it would just be easier for him to like pull a string or turn the, they have those ones where you can just like turn a dial and they open or close, stuff like that. But those are raised, and I use the raised ones because, well, I want sun in this room. I want some sunlight. Okay, we're not gonna have it completely dark and blacked out. I know everyone loves blacked out curtains, but I do not. Let the sun in. I mean, especially in game. It helps so much with lighting and being able to like see your sim. I don't want there to be a million tiny dots in the ceiling. You know what I mean? Now, I did have some trouble trying to figure out what to even put in his room because a lot of his skills and things that he likes require him to not be in his room. Like, other than his writing, which I have the computer for, obviously, I put a guitar in there. Maybe he's also musical like the other two girls. I did put, and it kind of matched the aesthetic, so I was like, I'll just throw that in there. If he picks it up, he picks it up. Oh, he also likes to knit. I don't know if I mentioned that he's also a writer and he loves to secretly bake. I think he has like level 4 baking skills, so he's secretly loving baking right now. And also he is, I would imagine like, from his outfits and stuff like that, that he's very like put together and stuff. And so I got to use that great dream home decorator pack wardrobe situation, the stackable ones. They are a godsend. I love those things, like especially when you need something like quick that's gonna look good. It always looks good wherever you put it. The mod sort of modern look of them worked really well with the space, and I like all the different wood colors that it comes with. The wood and white works really well. And I like to put extra clothes on the hangers just to kind of fill it up a little bit. Sometimes those ones that comes with the pack don't actually fill up the whole space. And I don't know, just for me, it just looks more visually interesting. And I always put different clothes in each one, but mix it in and stuff like that. I also forgot to say that he's also really into wellness. So there's 2 yoga mats in the activity space, and I also gave him the yoga, I think it's a meditation pillow. I think posthumously I'm gonna add a rug under there because I think I left it sort of blank. I kind of like when there's a rug under the meditation pillow. It just makes it look like it's supposed to be there as opposed to just an activity thing in the center of a room. Now for his room, he's not really into plants, but he likes the idea of having plants, so I imagine that all his plants are fake. All of them. They're all fake. This is just upstairs, mind you. This is just upstairs. But and you don't have to water them anyway, but I just thought he just needed a little tiny bit of greenery, and I think that he's the kind of person that like he liked how it looked, but not necessarily taking care of plants because that's his sister's thing, and she's got all those plants in there. And also with this sort of mod style that I'm going for, I got to use a lot of things that I don't normally use. And that clock from the bowling stuff pack is so cool. Like, I would love to use that more, actually. I forgot it was even in the game because I just never have used it ever. But it fits perfectly in this space. And I will say That wall right there really puzzled me because I really wanted something there that matched sort of his vibe, but let on to his secret baking hobby. So I was trying to use the stuff, the pancake photo, stuff like that, and then I found this poster. Well, I wanted to use the poster, but I wanted it framed, and I forgot how to do the framing thing. If anybody knows, let me know. I think I saw little Simsy do it in a video recently. She's really good at like doing tutorials and stuff like that. And so I think she put the frame on first and then deleted the wall. BB.move objects, of course. And then maybe put the photo on top of the frame. I don't really remember how she did it, but it might be different because they have all placing and we don't. But I will definitely look that up and get back to you. If you know, put it in the comments because I really, really want to know. Also, if you see a bunch of things in the item list that you've never seen before, or those photo frames that were blacked out, to access those on console, you can type in your cheat bar, bb.show hidden objects, bb.show live edit objects, and you will see all the things in game. But now that we're done with the build, or at least the decorating, let's head into the tour. Now that we're done with Silas's room, let's take a look at the rest of the house.
Yeesh.
Well, lovely, it looks like our time has come to an end. But I hope that you enjoyed this penthouse because I loved making it and I'm glad I got to show you. But anyway, don't forget to subscribe. And I hope to see you on the next one. Bye!